Good morning, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. So, I made that video about men lying. And you're thinking, okay, well, we all kind of know they do that. Okay? And I thought I'd talk about the stuff that they typically lie about. Alright. So, here's something that they often lie about. Alright? One thing they like to lie about otherworldlies is when they say they've been to jail. Okay. They say they've been to jail. They make it sound like they were there overnight. That's what it means when you've been to jail. That means that you were drunk and you got in a fight and they just were like, okay, come on, and you were drunk and disorderly and they just threw you in jail overnight. That's what going to jail means, okay? It means you were in there overnight. That's what going to jail means. But when they say I went to jail, they mean they went to prison. Going to prison is different than going to jail. It is two totally different things. But the slang term for going to prison is going to jail. Alright? Those two experiences are two different, whole nother thing. Okay? When you go to jail and you go to prison, you're two different, that's two different situations. Okay? Now you can be an ex-con and go to jail. That can happen. Okay? You can just get thrown in there overnight and get let out. So but you use the term go to jail. Okay, but that's how guys try to make it sound like it was no big deal. But if you're an ex-con, you went to prison. That's a big deal. Okay? And everyone who went to prison, most of them like to say they didn't do it. Some people in there didn't do it. It's true. Some people in there didn't do it. Okay? But whatever they did, they're going to try to make, unless they think you're intrigued by criminals and thugs, then they're going to try to make it really make it sound like they did a bad thing because they think you're attracted to that. Then they're going to play it up. But if they think you're horrified by that, they're going to say they've been to jail. And they're going to say, because I was walking down the street at night and the cops had nothing better to do and they pulled me over and they found a joint in my pocket and I went to jail. Okay, well, it depends on if you live somewhere conservative. Yeah, where I live, you find weed on someone, we smoke weed here. Okay. So, you can say, I lived in a state where it's not okay to smoke weed, and they found a joint on me, and I went to jail. That's actually believable in a state where it's not okay to smoke weed. Where I live, people just go around smoking weed. It's not a big deal. So you can say, okay, well, that person went to jail for having a little bit of weed on him. That's how it goes down other places. Okay, now, when you go to jail for having weed around here, that means you're a drug dealer. You're selling weed and you don't own a dispensary. You're a drug dealer. So, if you have weed and go to jail, you're a dealer without a dispensary. You're a street dealer. Okay? You got a trap house, but you're probably selling something better than weed. Okay? You're probably cooking something and selling it. It's probably some form of speed of some sort. Okay? You're not trying to screw around with weed, you're trying to screw around with something that's going to sell faster. Because weed's legal here. And dispensaries have the good weed. So Street weed doesn't sell really well here. I'm just saying. In California, if you're buying weed from a dealer, you're probably getting ripped off, and it's probably weed that sucks. So, if you're buying weed off the street, you're not very smart. Just go get it from a dispensary. So if someone said they had weed and they got busted with weed and they went to jail here in my state, everybody knows that's a dang lie. But yeah, people who've been to prison like to say they've been to jail. And if they even tell you at all that they have that kind of a record. But they will try to make it sound less than it really is. And some people think it's normal to date people who've been to prison. And they don't mind dating people who've been to prison. In fact, it's like a badge of honor dating people who've been to prison. It doesn't bother them. But the people who are like, I've been to jail, and they just make it sound like they got into a bar fight. Because people who get into bar fights sometimes get taken to jail. Not prison, but to jail. People who get busted with certain types of drugs go to jail overnight. Not weed. Okay. You used to get in trouble for having some types of weed around here a long time ago if you didn't have a cannabis card. But you used to be able to have weed around here if you had a cannabis card. So our weed laws were never really that strict. So if people tried to make up stories about going to jail because of weed, you knew they were full of it. And they're saying going to jail. You're like, I don't think it was weed, bro. I'm not saying you don't smoke weed. I think you do, but I think you're doing something a lot harder than weed. And going to jail, I think you did harder time than jail. That's one of those things, and they use the slang term go to jail, but they really mean you did hard time. And you were there for, a while. And you can kind of tell because they say things like, good looking out, and stuff like that. And just say little prison slang terms around them and watch them go. When find out a few prison slang terms and just kind of drop them into conversation, watch them go at you. Watch them trip out a little bit. So anytime someone says they've been to jail, just drop a few prison slang terms on them and see how they act. Because I'm sure you know a few people who have been to prison. If you hang around long enough, you'll meet a few people that have been to prison. Find out some of the slang terms, and just, when people start saying they've been to jail, drop a few of those slang terms in and watch them get all squirrely. Say, you've been to jail, huh? Good looking out. And just say a few of those things, and watch him get really squirmy and uncomfortable. How much hard time did you do? There's a difference between having a joint, which you don't go to prison for, or jail, and killing a bunch of people. Okay? Or manufacturing methamphetamines. Setting someone's house on fire. Just things, things that are like serious crimes. Alright, getting into a bar fight is not a serious crime. That's just something that a lot of people do and they go to jail overnight. Or just being drunk in public. You're a danger to yourself. No one else wants you around, but you're just really a danger to yourself and they just kind of put you in there. That's going to jail. Let's see. Somebody, what people lie about. That they take psychiatric medications. Or rather, that they need to. Okay, that's basically somebody's business. But, they may need to take them. And they may lie and say, I don't need to take them anymore. Okay, once you start taking them and you're under a doctor's care, you usually need to keep taking them. Okay? If you're bipolar, you probably need to take mood stabilizers. If you're bipolar, it's not your fault. You need to be taking mood stabilizers. And you should not be drinking or doing drugs, because that'll mess your whole program up. So don't lie to people about taking meds or not taking meds. Don't lie if you took them or not taking them, and then you start acting up. Oh yeah, I took my meds. And then pretty soon you're dancing on a tabletop or something like that. Or you're drinking like crazy. Or you're doing something and people are like, I thought you said you took your medicine. Okay, don't lie about stuff like that. You need to take care of your health. Don't lie about not taking care of your mental health, okay? Because you're going to behave in some kind of way that's going to be detrimental to the people around you. Okay? I have bipolar, and I tell people there's this tiny little pill that I need to take every night, or else I am going to be crying and not a happy camper. Okay? And I'm not crazy, but I'm just going to be sad. Okay? And I need to take that pill. It's just something that goes on with people like me. So that's part of me doing self-care. So don't try to hide that from people who love you. You don't need to go telling everybody about it, and you don't need to be ashamed of it either. You don't need to tell everyone at work. I mean, if you work at a pharmacy, they probably know. They're probably taking it too. If you work in healthcare, everyone probably knows too. It's not a big deal. Half the people on YouTube probably probably have that problem. It's not a big deal. But tell the people you love, yeah, I have this medicine I need to be taking every night. And you need to be on board with it, and I need to be taking it. Don't lie about stuff like that. Okay, but if you're a guy and you need to be taking medicine, guys are proud. They don't want to take certain medicines. They're going to lie about that. And then they're going to decide that they want to drink instead. If there's a certain type of medicine you need to be taking, just take it. Please. Okay? And I know that's a really touchy subject. But just take the medicine. Stop lying about taking it or not taking it. Nobody worth anything is going to look down on you for it. And if people think that you're a drug addict because you have to take psychiatric medicines, that they are damn ignorant. Okay, don't associate with people like that. You need to do self-care. Stop lying about, to people you love anyway, about your situation. Don't lie and hide things like that from people. But people will lie and hide things like that. Okay. Let's see what else. Child support. Child support. Guys who are late on their child support. Here we go. Okay. We're getting into dusty territory. Okay, first we're like criminal territory. Then we're like mentally unstable territory. Okay, now we're going to get into dusty territory. Okay. Guys will be late on their child support. What do you want from me? Okay. They're going to be late on their child support. Alright. Do not have a child with this dude. He's going to tell you, ready for this? He's not sure that those kids are his. Those kids are his. Yeah. They look just like him. You know those kids are his. He's going to say he's not even sure if those kids are his. And you're like, did you get a DNA test? I know where you can get a DNA test. He's like, and I gave her that money and she spent it on one of those Brazilian butt lift deals, and then she bought her new boyfriend this and that with that money. She didn't even spend it on the kids. And then I tried to buy the kids some diapers, and she got mad. And I'm like, I know how that works. You're supposed to just court order give her the money. You're not supposed to go over there and bring your kids diapers and formula. You're supposed to send her a check. That's how that works. Yeah, but she bought a Brazilian butt lift. Well, you're supposed to send her a check. You know, that sounds gross, but you're supposed to give her a check. I mean, what are you going to do about that? She could be spending her own money already on the kids. How do you know what funds were allocated for a Brazilian butt lift? I mean, I can't imagine wanting to make my butt any bigger. Crazy. I don't know why people do that to themselves. But let's get off that subject. But, yeah. So, he will make up stories like that. And, but I just don't know if those kids are mine. And then, you know, she was supposed to do this and that with the money. It's just like, you're just supposed to be paying your child support, bro. Why are you worried about her making her butt big and buying a purse and doing this and that and the other? Those are your kids. You're supposed to be sending her that check every month. And then, you know, you find out he's like years and years and years late, and she just got the new butt job or whatever. And you're just like, yeah, I think she has a sugar daddy that bought her that butt. I mean, seriously. Or that came out of her own pocket. I mean, doesn't she have a job? I mean, yeah, bro, that's cap. And if you really want to know if the kids are yours or not, I think you should get a DNA test. You can get those ordered. I think the courts will pay for them. You don't have to go like on the Maury Povich show or anything like that. I mean, stop making stuff up. But guys will make stuff like that up. And then they'll have undeclared income. And it's just like, you know, someone's going to audit you if you don't stop it. And, or you may end up having to sign your rights over. What if someone else adopts your kids and you never see them again? How are those kids supposed to feel if you don't even want to take care of your own kids? What dude doesn't want to take care of his own kids? Loser. But guys will make up all these stories about why they're behind on their child support. Common lie. Crazy. Okay. Here's another thing guys lie about. Their female friends. The nature of the friendship. This is how you cut across the BS. When you get a serious relationship with a guy, just say, look, you need to emotionally withdraw and physically withdraw from these other females. Don't emotionally invest in these other females or physically be hanging around these other females without me around. Stop worrying about what's going on in their lives. You don't need to worry about what they need, what's going on. If a woman feels like she can come over and ask you for a favor or a place to stay or ask to borrow money, I'm just going to assume you're sleeping with her. Why else would she feel like she can ask you a favor like that? So no one better feel like they can ask any kind of favor or feel like they can come to you so you can sympathetically listen to her problems. I'm going to assume that you're emotionally attached to her. So nothing like that better be going on in your life. You tell your man that. You cannot emotionally invest. Something's going wrong with a female friend. She needs to go to somebody else. You can't let your man have female friends like that. Someone he's calling a female friend is a female friend with benefits. He's calling her a friend, but that's somebody he slept with. You need to say, don't hang out with her again. because he's not going to tell you the true nature of their friendship. She's gonna stay around and orbit him because he's not getting rid of her, because he just doesn't know how. So you need to do it and say, I don't want that chick around anymore. You need to cut that friendship off. I don't like the vibe I'm getting. Cut the friendship off. And it's weird, because what's going to happen is you're going to go on a social media. It's not going to be the ones that you have to worry about. It's not going to be the super pretty ones. It's not going to be the ones you think you have to worry about. It's going to be ones that say they're in relationships, say they're engaged, and say they're this and say they're that. And they're going to be unattractive. They're going to be a mess. It's always the chicks who are a mess. Those are the ones that you're going to have to worry about. Okay, those are the ones he slept with before. They're always going to be asking him for money, a place to stay. They're always going to have a problem and they think he needs to fix it. They always want him to listen to their problems. You need to go. For some reason, they think they can ask you for something. You've had sex with them before. They think that you're a really nice guy and that you can listen to their problems. Get rid of them. You need to block, delete. They show up at your house. You need to tell them to get out. They're out of your life now. Now that I'm here, they're history. Because I know something happened between you and them. So, ladies, you need to be smart. I don't care if he tells you nothing happened. He just doesn't want you to know. And you can ask him 20 different ways and he will not admit it, because you didn't say one thing in the question. He won't admit it, guys. He will not admit it. He will do anything he can not to admit what's really going on. So you need to just tell him, you can't hang around alone with her. I just don't want her in your life anymore. Because you know. And it's not the pretty ones. It's not the... Because you're going to get a vibe. You're going to know which ones are problems. You're going to know which ones are problems. Because every single time when I've been involved with a guy, I've picked out the ones that were problems. I was always right. Always. You always know. And I didn't want to be like that, but I always knew. And we ladies know, guys. There's a reason God gives us intuition, okay? We just know. And guys know when other guys are a problem too. Unless your guy is completely oblivious. And guys are more oblivious than women are. But guys generally know that this other guy is a threat. But our men can trust us more than we can trust our men. And we know that women are the gatekeepers of sex. So we know that these chicks are trouble. We know that they're up to something. We know that they're trying to steal his emotional energy from us, and that they're trying to sleep with him. That they're trying to get stuff out of him. That they're just trying to cause trouble in our relationship. And they actually will. It doesn't matter if he has feelings for them or not. They're just actually they're gonna cause some kind of trouble. Whether he's going to sleep with them or not, or they're just gonna create a distraction. They're gonna do something. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he has feelings for them, or they're gonna have sex again, or something. They're just gonna do something that's gonna disrespect you. And it's not gonna be cool. So, and it's going to happen so slowly, it's just going to creep up on you that you're going to have to just muster the courage to say, that chick can't be in your life anymore. You need to get rid of her. Don't let me find out that you're communicating with her. She stops by your house, she asks you for something or whatever, just make it clear to her that she's not to communicate with you anymore. She needs to stay away from you. I'm here now. Get rid of her. I can tell by the nature of something that's going on here, I don't like it. I don't like the vibe here. And if he loves you and respects you, he needs to go along with it. And he knows you know. Okay? Men will try to lie and go, oh no, it's not like that. He had sex with her. It was a few years ago. And he doesn't want to tell you that. Because you didn't ask if it was a few years ago. You didn't specifically ask if it was a few years ago. So he's not going to tell you. Even though he should, he's not going to. But that's just one of the ways men lie. Okay? That's one of the ways that they cannot be honest. Alright? Because, they will keep these people around just because that's the way they are. I mean, it would be better for them to just get these people out of their lives. It would just make it easier on everybody, but they don't think like that. We have to step in and do something about it and tell them this isn't cool. I mean, we will automatically get rid of those dudes. They won't automatically get rid of the chicks. We have to say something. I know, it's not fair, but the men will lie about the nature of the relationship with the chick. So we have to say, I don't like that chick. I don't want you associating with her ever again. Get her the F out of here. And the men will lie and say, I don't care what you say. And I don't want to have to come out and straight up call you a liar, but you need to get rid of her. I don't have to start having to call names right now. I mean, don't make me. Because I don't have to start interrogating you all, 50 different kinds of ways. Why don't you just get rid of her and let's just cut through everything? And he's going to be like, oh, she knows. She knows. I should just get rid of the chick. Because she knows. So, you're worth it. Have some self-esteem. Tell her to get rid of her. Tell him to get rid of her. Because the man will lie and lie and lie and lie and lie to avoid cutting the other chicks off. Because if a man can, he'll keep them around. For God knows why. Even though they're not worth keeping around, he still will. You know how some people hoard trash? That's how men are with, like, extra chicks. And they'll lie. It's a bizarre phenomenon. Who knows why. But that is one of the things they lie about. Like, one of the big things they lie about. And the sex with them wasn't even that good. But they'll still lie just to, like, keep them around. Generalize. Some men will lie just to lie. Just to protect themselves. Just to feel better. Because they feel like, they feel too controlled by women. Because we could easily control them. If we wanted to. Because we really easily could control stuff. There are a lot of things we should be more in control of. But they don't, it's a fearful thing to have someone else in control of something. So they want to lie to make sure we have the least possible control. Because they think we're controlling. So they want to lie as much as possible so we don't control anything. So that's part of it. We're just tired of being taken advantage of and lied to all the time. I mostly just want to be in control of myself, and I'm tired of being put in danger. and having to put my foot down about everything. That's just me. But men will lie about every single thing they can just to get ahead and to have the upper hand. Let's see, we covered been to jail, hiding their mental instability, extra chicks, child support, just lying in general. Employment history. Where were you? That's a big one. They'll say they were at someone's house. They weren't. They're probably cheating on you. They'll just lie in general. The best thing you could do, women tend just to get to the bottom of things. The best thing you can do is just live the life you want to live so you can stop lying all the time. I mean, that's the best thing I can tell you to do. I mean, like, I have to live in my authenticity. So I don't have to tell a bunch of lies. But I'm a woman. So we were always taught to tell the truth. But men were taught, yeah, you need to lie. Life, it'll get you out of something. It's okay. But women should learn to lie more. And men should learn to tell the truth more. But I'm just dead ass honest, and people don't like that. But I have to be, because I'm just surrounded by all these freaking people that lie all the time. What else can I do but just be honest about stuff? Somebody has to be honest around here. Who else is it going to be but me? People are like, I can't believe how dead ass honest you are all the time. Somebody has to be. I don't know if it's more like I'm just honest or I'm just direct. Like, yeah, that's the way life is. I just can't, like, sugarcoat it. But that is the way life is. So, kind of tired. I can't think of anywhere ways people lie, but those are the ways men do tend to lie. So, anyway, and they will, if you get a bozo, they will convince other people of their lies, and then they will drag the people into the lie and try to get those people to corroborate the lie and manipulate you with it. That's what the bozos do. I almost forgot about the bozos. How could you let me forget about the bozos? Yeah. So, those are the main lying styles that I can think of right now, but there are so many more. Married guys just say they date. They're married. But liar's gonna lie. So, I love you, otherworldlies. You guys have a nice evening. Bye-bye.